and welcome to another episode of Random Talks with Ira. Here we're just gonna sit down and talk about everything that's been living rent-free in my head. Internet drama, pop culture, and real life stuff. So, Nara Smith is a dread wife. If you want to piss off this queen of incredible outfits and cooking from scratch, call her a dread wife or Mormon. I kind of get her. The girl has built highly recognizable social media brand and works hard every day, but the internet calls her a dread wife, even though she hasn't once said this about herself. Actually, she said the opposite. Like, I remember some of her videos where she says, "I'm not a dread wife, I'm not a Mormon, stop calling me that." And it makes so much sense. She's not. Obviously, she's working, she has her own money. Like, why would you call her a dread wife? I don't really get why people hate her for having, kids when she's young. I am the same age as her, she's 23 and I'm 23, and we obviously have absolutely different lives. She has already 3 kids and is married, and I am not married and have no kids. I thought we were fighting for our rights and for having a choice without shame and everything that comes along. I don't really understand. Also, why people don't believe that she actually wanted all those kids. I mean, I don't really think that anyone has forced her into this. I know a girl for a decade now, and she always wanted to be a young mom. I remember she was saying that she wants kids since she was 17 years old, and she actually wanted them, and she has already 2 children. And as far as I know, she kind of wanted to have 2 more. I feel like it's more a financial situation, and she wants to have a bit of rest, I guess, between, giving birth. But it's okay. It's her life. No one have to guilt her for that decision. It's her decision. It's her children. So what's the problem? No one asking you to take care for Nara's babies, or something like that. So she can have her babies. I don't really know how little brains you have to not comprehend the fact that she has resources, energy, money to actually be having kids, and she wants it, and she's going with it. What's wrong with that? What we can proceed as a society? What the internet doesn't get about her? I don't know, maybe some strange feminists, because I am a feminist myself, and I don't think that feminists are actually against her, because it's her choice and it's her life, and she can do whatever she wants with it. And this is what we fought for. And, well, I don't get people who calls her disgusting person for having all of her life choices, and for the fact that she likes to cook. I mean, I also like to cook, and I also love doing other things. And what's the problem with that? And I know guys who love to cook, and I know girls who love to cook, and I know guys who hate to cook and have no idea how to do this, as well as girls. Can we just live our lives, please? And stop, hating on people, especially on women, because the pressure it is just to be woman and exist, it's impossible sometimes. It feels like it's actually impossible to be a woman and don't piss off hundreds of thousands of people just for living your life, But back to Nara. Why would you think she has no personal money, lets her husband rule her life, and dedicates herself only to her marriage? It doesn't make any sense. She has money. She has her social media. She obviously profits off her social media. I mean, she have millions of followers. I actually don't remember how many followers she has, but obviously, she's making money. Brands send her clothes, probably invite to her events. She have collaborations. Honestly, for the longest time, I thought that her husband, Lucky Blue Smith, is just a snobby bitch boy who basically does nothing and profits off his wife's social media reach. But apparently, he did some work himself. He's a model and actor, and I would sound like a bitch, but I actually can't stand male models unless they're gay. But if they're not, they're usually insufferable people who are so unpleasant to be around, and that comes alongside cheating and quite questionable lifestyle. I'm sorry, male models, I just don't get you. I mean, if you're gay, I'm okay with you, but if you're not, I don't really know what's wrong with you, but there is something. Anyway, Lucky participated as a model in Lady Gaga's music video for the song I Want Your Love. He also was featured in the film Maestro 2021. He performed at Coachella 2017, and he did modeling for Dolce & Gabbana, Tom Ford, Versace, Balmain, Michael Kors, and H&M. ChatGPT also says that he did work for Philippe Plein, but we know better. Philippe Plein has nothing to do with fashion, just tacky and outrageously ugly clothes. Lucky was also on the covers of Vogue, GQ, Elle, and Marie Claire around the world. So my apologies, he doesn't parasite on his wife, he's just a beautiful snob. But back to Nara. Before her social media success, she was a model and did work for Calvin Klein, Gap, Victoria's Secret, Savage Fenty, and Bottega Veneta. I actually adore this brand, but it's so hard for me to pronounce. I actually googled the way to pronounce the name for the brand because I always hear like different ways to say it. Like I understand that you have to make accents like on the middle of the word, like Bottega Veneta, but I my mouth just can't actually pronounce that. Also, I cannot mention how beautiful she is. I just love looking at her face. And I found out actually that she was born in South Africa, but her dad is German. So I kind of know the whole story. I don't actually remember. I think she may have said it on her TikTok, but I may be wrong for that. But I'm sure about my information, So her mom is from South Africa and her dad is a teacher, and he came to Africa to be teaching, and that's how her parents met each other. So Nara was actually born in South Africa, but when she was 3 months old, they moved back to Germany, and she lived in Frankfurt for her whole life. I actually was in Frankfurt, and the city is very beautiful. I love their museums. Like they have actually lots of museums and they're actually fun, and I love the food there. Also, like the city is beautiful, incredibly, and they have great matcha, but they don't know what orange cup is, and I don't know what's with orange cups there. But actually any place I went to, no one knew what orange cup is. They basically had no idea. So I had to ask the staff, like, make it from scratch. I don't know. I asked them basically, can you give me like a glass of orange fresh and just add espresso shot to it? And they actually did that, and it was great. And now her background makes so much sense with her content. Like, hear me out. She's an immigrant from Europe. So I feel like she always liked cooking, but moving to the States turned this hobby into a necessity. I'm from Europe as well, and please, I beg you, don't get pissed, but US food actually scares me. I mean, at this point, I'm okay with becoming a farmer and just basically growing my own vegetables just to make sure that they are normal. Because I don't know how it works, but US vegetables don't go bad for like a month. What? How? How is this possible? Usually with me and my vegetables, like vegetables go bad in like a week. It's like a normal thing for me. And week, it's kind of a lot. Like 7 days is a long time to, store your vegetables and don't eat them. And in US, you can have vegetables that can be stored for like a month and they are okay. And the bread also can be normal for like a month, and I don't understand why. And I understand Nara so much with her making her bread from scratch, because she's like, well, at least I know that I wouldn't eat like plastic at this point. So I kind of get her. I mean, again, I like Nara. And that said, I love her cooking. I've tried some of her recipes and the meals turned out great. I don't do everything from scratch because I don't have that much time for cooking and cleaning up after that, because it's, well, obviously not my job and I have other things to do. But she shares actually nice recipes. Oh, and her fashion, guys. Absolutely iconic. I mean, I love her outfits. I watched a podcast with her and she shared that dressing up is her way to set the vibe for the day, And I relate to that. Like, dressing up and getting ready actually changed the way I feel and sets the mood for productivity. I think her model background plays a big role in her sense of style. She mixes whimsical femininity with those bold pieces. I mean, she kind of loves to be noticeable with her looks and mostly uses interesting textures textures, silhouettes, or colors. I don't know. It's given energy, it's given notice me, it's given stop scrolling, you know? Her looks on screen are rarely simple, basic, or like chill, and I love that for her. It's hard to ignore her, and she totally owns this energy. That applies to her cooking videos, and I'm sure it's marketing strategy that grew out of her interest in fashion. And well, obviously brands sent her stuff to show in her content. Her off-screen style, though, seems to be more calm, tight, classy, and neutral. Which brings me back to a trad wife accusations. Where have you seen trad wives like that? She has money, strategy, independence, her own style. Like, where have you seen trad wives like that? I don't want to imply in any way that it's a bad thing to be a trad wife, but it's strange to call someone that and then criticize them for the label you put on them. I mean, why would you do this? It's like hate for hate. But please let me know in the comments what you think about Nara Smith and how her content makes you feel. Because I've heard lots of different opinions, like, I kind of like her videos, but they make me feel like I'm doing not enough, like I'm a bad wife, or like I'm a bad mother because I don't cook cereals for my kids from scratch. And I don't really think that the fact that you are giving to your kids cereals from the box actually make you a bad mom. Well, it's basically her job, and if you are not a social media creator who does cooking videos, obviously you don't have so much time, you know, to dedicate to cooking from scratch, like cereals that are going to be gone in like 10 minutes and you're going to spend like, I don't know, 6 hours making it. My personal approach to her recipes, it's like for a special occasion when I want to do something all by myself, to put my love, energy in the food I'm making. It's not like everyday cooking. And if you don't like cooking, just don't cook anything. I mean, you don't have to. You can actually just watch her content, like it, enjoy it, and think, well, I would love to order something like that from a restaurant. If anything, in my mind, social media should be used for education, inspiration, entertaining, and it shouldn't make us feel bad about our lives, our lifestyles, our choices, and ourselves especially. I want to tie up this section with congratulations to the Smith family. They're expecting baby number 4, and I can't even imagine what kind of strange, unique, as Nara says, names are going to come up with for baby number 4. Because names of their babies, I don't actually remember them, but like it was like Slim Easy or something like that for a boy. Honestly, I'm just at this point I don't even try to remember these names because, well, they are actually really strange. I'm pretty much sure for like Americans my name is incredibly strange. In Modern Family, yes, I mentioned the show again, there was a guy and the guy was actually named Ira, and it is spelled the same way as my name, but my name is Ira and I am obviously a woman. So who I am to tell that Nara's babies' names are really strange. They've actually had 3 beautiful children already and got married in an intimate ceremony on the beach in California in February 2022. I'm not actually surprised that this event went without my notice, as in February 2022 I was trying not to die because Russian soldiers invaded my home. But to keep the mood light, let's proceed with the wedding discussions. How much is too much to spend on your wedding day? Apparently $50 million seemed okay to Jeff Bezos and Sanchez because that's the estimated price of their wedding in Venice. These two decided, well, we want it all and we can afford it, so let's go. They actually invited around 250 A-list celebrities, and God, I don't know what went wrong with Kardashian's outfits. I mean, like Khloe was somewhat on theme, and Kim? Doesn't she know what wedding is? I'm sorry, but her dress was given tacky in a wedding setting. The dress is okay itself, but it isn't giving wedding guests in any way. And I actually feel like Kim has some style, and her outfits are usually nice and on theme. And I just don't know what went wrong with this wedding. The wedding itself went for 3 days and the whole event made locals go on protest. Though the couple sourced around 80% of provisions from Venice-based artisans, they also asked guests to send money to charity instead of giving presents. This way they donated around 3 million euros to local causes. But now let's talk about another controversy. New Jeff Bezos' wife Lauren is a gold digger? Why would he leave his first wife after 25 years of marriage? Was cheating the start of Jeff and Lauren? I kinda do believe in cheating rumors or some kind of overlapping in the relationships, but I obviously can't know for sure and state that as a fact. But still, I don't really think she's a gold digger. Firstly, her net worth was around $30 million before Jeff. By her 55 years, she's written a bestseller that explores her struggles with dyslexia. I actually have dyslexia as well. I feel like I relate to all of my female characters that I mention on this show in any way, and I actually don't even plan this. Honestly, I didn't care at all about their wedding, and I actually wanted just to get to know more information about her, and I found out that she had dyslexia and wrote a whole book about this. Maybe I should read it. She also worked as a co-host for Good Day LA and as a correspondent for Extra. She has been involved in various business ventures. She also holds a helicopter pilot's license and owns a helicopter company, Black Ops Aviation, one of the first female-owned aerial filming companies. And that's how she and our once #1 billionaire met each other. Jeff, as a CEO of Amazon and owner of the Washington Post, was becoming more active in media and production circles, especially through Amazon Studio. He also had a growing interest in aerospace and aviation through Blue Origin. I don't actually remember the details, but he sent his now wife Lauren to space with Katy Perry and some other females as a wedding gift or like as a bachelorette. But it's a nice gesture because she actually is interested in space, aviation, production and all this stuff. But they got incredible amount of hate for this. I do understand this because everyone says like they did nothing important there, but their actions did have a bad impact on our planet. So Jeff and Lauren reportedly bonded over their mutual passion for flying, space and production. And is she a conventionally hot woman? Well, duh, but that's not the reason to assume she's a gold digger, you know? And I think her extra personality, open sexuality, and internal depth is actually what attracted him. She looks quite great for her 55, and she often shocks the public with her looks. I mean, like at Trump's inauguration, she wore a lace bra with a blazer. Well, to me, it's tacky. I don't really get the vibe for like inauguration. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that this is exactly what attracts him. And as CEOs, I'm pretty sure they love free PRs that comes with people constantly mentioning them. I think it works for them and they actually seem happy, I don't know. So how did you feel about their wedding? Honestly, I didn't care much for it. I didn't love or hate her fits. It was more interesting for me to dive into her personality. That was my focus. But there was another wedding that I was actually waiting for. Madeline White and her now husband Andrew Faddick got married in Santorini on July 12 and 13. Her bridesmaid dresses, everything. Pure perfection. She made them herself from scratch and they turned out absolutely beautiful. I have lots of respect for her, and if I remember right, she was doing these dresses for like 6 months or something. I must say I'm not like obsessed with her main wedding dress, but like in a way that I wouldn't wear it for myself. And actually I feel like everyone says that because it works so perfectly for Madeline. Like this dress screams Madeline. I feel like we as girls, we just can't imagine this dress on us. Every girl on TikTok that I see says her dress was perfect, it was beautiful, it was given Madeline in the best way, but I wouldn't wear it myself. I feel like that's because it actually is given Madeline so hard that like we can't imagine this dress on ourselves. And it's such a unique dress and it has so much character. It's so whimsical. It's so extra in the best way that, well, not lots of girls can imagine themselves in this dress. But her other dresses, absolutely perfect. And you can find all of them in Vogue since her wedding was featured there. Since I've covered other people's weddings, I must say, I cringe at the idea of my own. I just don't get weddings. It feels like a performance for your friends and relatives, and I can't. I just don't vibe with that. I don't know. And it's not that I don't want to get married. I'd love to be a young wifey or like just a wife in general. And I always wanted to get legally married. And I do think that it's important to have a wedding day celebration as a way to transition psychologically from dating to becoming a real family. But I can't even imagine like the dress, the vibes, the music, the place. I don't know. I cringe so hard of the idea of reading vows out loud in front of people. I hope that part goes away eventually, because I do believe that weddings are important rituals for us. I just can't imagine mine. Though I'd really love to have bachelorette and honeymoon. And one of those things must happen in Greece. I don't know what's with me and Greece, but I have some kind of obsession. The people, the nature, the climate, the architecture, the food, I am in love. And I'm hopefully going there in September. I actually already started planning the trip, places to see, restaurants to visit. Like, I'm ready to transition to September right now. And one of my girlfriends is actually in Greece right now, and I must say I am a bit jealous because I just want to be in Greece so much, and I can't wait. And I saw her first stories and videos from the place. It looks absolutely gorgeous. By the way, what's your dream vacation place? I absolutely adore European summer. It's the way I want to spend like every summer, please. But back to Greece specifically. Maybe it's because I've got bachelor's in philosophy and that did something to my brain, but the place excites me so much. And of course, I can rationalize my obsession. Greece has incredible sunsets, tons of islands, perfect blue, warm sea, stunning architecture, wild nature, delicious food, incredible people, but honestly, it's purely emotional connection. I've been following Kate plus 8 feet. I so hope I pronounced the nickname right. And for the last 2 years, she's been going to Greece with her now ex. And oh my god, you guys, she made me fall in love with this place so hard. And now I'm finally going there. So I think that's it for today's Random Talks with Ira. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with me and letting me ramble about all the things living rent-free in my brain. I'd love it if you share ideas for the future episodes. Let's keep it fun, random, and just a little bit intriguing. See you next Monday. Bye!